Al Jazeera, 22nd of September 2023, China, a Russian ally, affirms that talks for peace are the only option to end the Ukraine conflict. To win quickly, China supported Russia throughout its invasion of Ukraine. However, China faces a threat from Russia's declining influence. China has reaffirmed that peace negotiations and a ceasefire are the only way to end the Ukraine conflict, sparked by Russia's full-scale invasion in February 2022. During its annual meeting, Vice President Han Zheng stated at the United Nations General Assembly, UNGA, that the only way to settle the Ukraine crisis is the cessation of hostilities and the resumption of peace talks. China has tried to present itself as a mediator and impartial arbitrator in the dispute despite its refusal to denounce Moscow for the invasion. It published a position paper in February, the year of the war's first anniversary, outlining suggestions for ending hostilities, but Kyiv and Moscow gave the ideas only a chilly reception. China aspires to continue playing a constructive role, according to Han, one of the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council. He didn't go into detail. China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi assured Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov during a visit to Moscow this week that China would continue to take an impartial and independent stance on Ukraine while working to find a political solution. Beijing's attempts to mediate a settlement to the crisis have been unsuccessful due to doubts about its declared neutrality in light of its strengthening relations with Russia. Vladimir Putin accepted an invitation to visit China the following month, and Chinese President Xi Jinping celebrated a new era of cooperation with him during his March visit to Moscow. In addition, Han, a lower-level official, reiterated China's vision for a different global order free from what it has long referred to as Western hegemony during his UNGA speech. He appealed to the poor countries, stating that China, the second-largest economy in the world, identified with the Global South. Given its status as the largest developing nation, China is a logical addition to the Global South. According to Han, it shares a future and breathes the same air as other developing nations. Additionally, he stated that China backs those countries' development in keeping with their national conditions. This year at the UN, the ill-defined term Global South has been widely used to refer to countries in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. China has positioned itself as a leader for the developing world, solidifying this position with the introduction of Xi's Belt and Road Initiative over 10 years ago, primarily focused on driving Chinese infrastructure development and influence in developing countries. With a GDP of $18 trillion, China has the second-largest economy globally, behind the United States. Xi was one of 4 Security Council permanent members who did not attend this year's meeting. U.S. President Joe Biden was the sole head of a permanent Security Council member to address the assembly. Other absentees were Russian President Vladimir Putin, British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, and French President Emmanuel Macron.